I already mentioned that making decisions between projects is difficult to say the least, especially when you've got unequal lives. You know, let's say you've got one project that's going to last 7 years and another project that's going to last 5 years. How do you compare them? Because when the 5-year project finishes and it returns capital to you, what do you do with that capital in the meantime? Do you invest in something similar? Do you take the money and go home? How do you make this comparison? So we do have this issue when considering two different projects. Here's an example. We've got Project A, Project B. They both involve the same investment, but they're giving us cash flow over different periods. Project A gives us $45,000 over 2 years. Project B gives us $32,000 each over 3 years. So they run over different periods. Yes, we can calculate the net present value. And yes, Project B is clearly better. But the issue is, if Project A finishes after year 2 and you get your money back, you get your capital back, you've got all your cash flow back out of it, you can do something with that in year 3. So surely you should be comparing not Project A and Project B. We should be comparing Project B with running Project A and then spending that last year doing something else that also creates value. And generally, the way this tends to be done is we tend to assume that the project is going to be replaced by another version of itself. And that way we can use an approach called equivalent annual annuity, right? Where what we're basically saying is, look, Project A has got a net present value, Project B's got a net present value, we've got those from the previous slides. Turn it into an annuity. If this project went forever, how much cash flow would it be giving us? Okay, so since it's a 2-year project, we can work out that it's essentially like generating value of 3514 per year. Payment B is like generating 3048 per year. And if we continued that into infinity, so we divided it by the discount rate, we'd say, what is the value of continually replacing Project A with another identical Project A and Project B with another identical Project B? In that case, actually, Project A has the greater value. Now, we're making a lot of assumptions here, aren't we? We're assuming we can replace it with an identical project. But, this is probably the best that we can do. But it certainly allows for the fact that the funds will be available again at the end of year 2, and we can take another investment. Whereas with Project B, we're locked into that for 3 years. Okay, so they're the basic topics. Now, what we're going to do in the last unit is I'm going to talk about some evidence and go through a bunch of examples.